Hi, this is P R Sundar. Welcome to Dalal Street Week Ahead program for the third week of June. First, let us see what happened last week. It was a reality check for US markets. US is the most affected country because of this coronavirus. More than 2 million people infected with the virus. And totally about 4 lakh plus people died in the world, and out of that more than 1 lakh died only in US. So when the country is affected so severely by the coronavirus, and Nasdaq hit all-time high, and S&P 500 wiped out the entire loss made since January 2020. So there was no link between the real economy and the stock market. And because of that, one shock came that coronavirus is increasing where the economies were opened up, and Fed also took a very cautious view about the state of the economy in US. And because of that, the US market fell 7% on Thursday. On Friday, the Singapore Nifty was showing about 500 point gap down. But in my blog, I clearly wrote the market Nifty will surely close above 9,700. And in fact, the market shot up and it closed close to 10,000. And I also mentioned in my blog that there will be a recovery towards the end of the day. And many people were asking me, sir, how come when the whole world is bearish about Nifty, how come you took such a view, right? But I said it is just a common sense. On Thursday, Europe already started falling more than 2% when this news came. Dow future was more than 500 point down. By that time, all the Asian markets were closed. I'm talking about the East Asian economies. And we started falling in the afternoon. We have already fallen nearly 200 points. That is about 2% we have already fallen on Thursday. On Thursday night, US market fell 7%. Friday morning when all the Asian markets opened, and all the Asian markets were down only 1 to 2% only. So US market hit all-time high. So there is a reason for profit booking. But we are all 20-25% below the all-time high. That is the reason why the Asian markets fell only 1 to 2%. None of the Asian market fell 7%. We have already fallen 2% on Thursday, and Singapore Nifty was showing 5% down. So why should we fall 7%? So that was a simple logic why I thought market will recover. But in fact, market recovered more than what I expected. So that is because in the morning itself, many people would have shorted, and all those people had to cover the short. So that short covering took the market much higher. So it was a reality check for US, and it was a reality check for us also, because Nifty also shot up from 8,800 to 10,350 within a very short span of 1 month. And in 1 month, 9,800 to 10,350 is more than 15%. So that is the reason why there was a correction. And last week, I mentioned that if you are an aggressive trader, you can assume that Nifty will be trading 9,900 to 10,350. In fact, it was trading in that range only for the whole week, except when this shock came on Friday. But still, on a close-to-close basis, it was between 9,900 and 10,350 only, except one day when it was a huge gap down on Friday morning. And then for monthly range, I said 9,500 to 10,500, and that range has been held on. So Nifty did not break 9,500 even with such a big shock. On Friday evening, the IIP data came, which was very bad. The industrial production it came down by 55%, but that is expected. That's because the whole of May month, India was under lockdown, so nothing could have happened. And in fact, the government of India did not release the full consumer price inflation data. That's because they were unable to collect the data because of the coronavirus. And they said food inflation is up by 9.5%, but that is expected because during the lockdown, naturally the transportation and the other costs will be increasing. So that was reflected in the food inflation. Coming back to this week also, we are not expecting any big up move or down move, and we are expecting a consolidation between 9,500 and 10,500 for the next 2 weeks. And 10,350 is going to be a very huge resistance. As I said earlier, 100-day moving average is there, and it has gone 10,350, then only it started falling. At the same time, the downside risk is also less only. And since we have already corrected, so another correction may not be there. So for the coming week, we can expect Nifty to trade between 9,700 to 10,350. For the rest of the series, Nifty may trade between 10,500 to 9,500 to 10,500. So on any dip, it's good to sell put options, far out of the money put options. And on any rise towards 10,350, it's good to sell far out of money call options. And of course, this is a contra view and not the trend following view. There are no important corporate results in the coming week, and mostly we will be reacting to the global cues. So as there is no much local cues going forward, and the wholesale price inflation data is due, but I think that will also be getting delayed because I don't think that they could have collected the data efficiently. So expect a consolidation and within few hundred point up and down move range next week, and there is not going to be any exciting unless there is some news flow from outside India. Reliance has gone for another deal, so Reliance is looking very bullish. Bajaj Finance shot up 15% from intraday low on Friday, and so those few stocks will be in focus. And earlier, somebody filed a case for waiving of interest during the moratorium period. That was one of the reasons why the Bank Nifty had been underperforming for a last many days. But Supreme Court has clarified they are not talking about the interest during the moratorium period. They are only talking about interest on interest. So in fact, that news only lifted the Bank Nifty from the lows on Friday. That was one of the major reasons why the Nifty closed in green while most markets ended in red. So continue to watch Bank Nifty also. So Bank Nifty is likely to be more bullish than Nifty, and Nifty will be having good support from Reliance Industries. So keep watching Reliance 1620 level. If the 1620 level is crossed, it has the potential to reach 1700. I hope you enjoyed the video. We will see you next week for Dalal Street Week Ahead, June week 4. Thank you for watching.